With Damian Lillard being traded to the Milwaukee Bucks, him and Giannis have created one of the greatest duos in NBA history. And right now, we are in a league filled with amazing duos. LeBron James and Anthony Davis, Luka and Kyrie Irving, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, James Harden and strip clubs. But with all these new duos, I figured make it fair for every other fan base. Let's give all 30 teams a crazy good duo. Historical players have been added back to the NBA. Other players have switched around teams to form some cool duos. Bill Russell is back from the dead to team up with Jason Tatum to get banner 18. Shea's gone back to the Clippers and the Gasol brothers are reunited. The Phoenix Suns super team no longer exists in this universe. By the way, I have removed Devin Booker. I made him a little bit younger and a little bit worse at basketball and put him somewhere. I'll show you that in a second. But Charles Barkley, he's back in the NBA. Him and KD are going to team up. Bradley Beal's still here. Nurkic, Bol, all those other guys I left. That's the same case with a lot of other teams. By the way, Kyrie Irving and Luka aren't the main duo for the Mavericks. Same with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. And I say that because you will notice right here in free agency, a few players have been released. They have a new chance to go on a new team. Jaylen Brown, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Devin Booker have all been moved all the way down to 80 overalls. Because this is a duo-centric league, I don't want certain teams getting overpowered and having super teams. So Jaylen Brown, Devin Booker, I'm sorry, you are the two guards that did not make the cut. Also, for some reason, Jerry West is in free agency at a 78 overall. Why, you may ask? Yeah, I have no clue. That's enough of all the annoying explanation. Let's get straight into the sim. I'm leaving injuries on. So far, the Lakers, they are 13-7, and I point that out because they have a really fun duo. LeBron James is currently injured. It's okay, whatever, ignore him. But him and Kobe is a team up that everyone always wanted to see. And well, now we got it in today's video. And like I said, there are a lot of cool duos and combos throughout this. Comment down below which two players you would love to see form a duo. They could be alive or dead, historical or current, it don't matter. The all-star teams are going to be absolutely loaded throughout this video. I mean, we got LeBron James teaming up with Jordan, Durant, and Harden to take on KG, Dwayne Wade, Russ, Jokic, and Webber. I find it kind of crazy that Chris Webber is hooping better than guys like Magic Johnson, Damian Lillard, Steph Curry, Bill Russell. Chris Webber is probably the most underwhelming MVP choice we could have had, but here he is. He outplayed his teammate Anthony Davis. 28 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal, and a block. Rookie of the year goes to Victor. Now, him and Tim Duncan are the duo for the Spurs. Chris Paul, 6th man of the year. Speaking of threes, Bill Russell, defensive player of the year, averaging 14 rebounds, 3 blocks, 2 steals, 6 assists, and 19 points. Pretty solid. Paul Reed, most improved player. Congrats, I guess. Jimmy Butler, clutch player of the year. That's pretty fitting. The Timberwolves were the best team in the Western Conference. The Bulls were the best in the East. Your first team is Chris Webber, KG, Jokic, LeBron James, and Russell Westbrook. Your second team has the T-Wolves guys right here, James Harden and Kevin Love. I didn't expect that duo to be so good. So here we go. Playoff time. Who's making it to the second round? We all know that nobody cares about the first round around here. In Portland versus Houston, we got Hakeem and Boban taking on Chris Bosh and Clyde Drexler, Malcolm Brogdon. They also have Scoot coming off the bench. Both teams are really solid. Nets versus Hawks, KG, Paul Pierce, Julius Erving, Scottie Pippen. The same two positions. That's kind of cool. Nice little matchup. You like it. Maybe you love to see it. I don't know. The number 1 seed is taking on Charles Barkley and Kevin Durant. And the Chicago Bulls are taking on Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard, and Pascal Siakam. If any of these get close or anything cool, I'm going to simcast, try to get a jump in, see all these amazing duos. Toronto, though, might upset the Chicago Bulls. They are up 3-1 here, but we're going to absolutely blow it and maybe let the Bulls come back down 3-1. I really hope not. That would be super embarrassing. All of these are 6-game series. I'm going to just pray that none of them end. Okay, Trailblazers ended. We're fine, though. We got 2 game 7s. Boban had 29. Hakeem only had 18. Clyde had 30 and 11. He tried his best, but the Trailblazers are young. Yeah, they have 2 legends, but they're still a young squad. Can the Bulls keep marching back? Toronto is in Canada now, so they can really defend that Maple Leaf flag of theirs, or they're just going to get stomped out once again by the Chicago Bulls. Anthony Davis, Chris Webber, they're on a tear right now. KG and Paul Pierce taking on Julius Erving, Trae Young, and Scottie Pippen right here. Game 7 in the second round. The Hawks so far, by so far, I mean there's only 7 seconds left. They win the game. They're pretty good at basketball. Scottie Pippen had 33, 7, and 6. Julius Erving had 25.7 rebounds, 5 assists, and Trae Young had a crazy double-double with 15 points and 18 assists. The number 1 seeded Timberwolves are currently down 11 to the Phoenix Suns with 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. A minute and a half to go. It's a 2-point game. Can KD seal the deal and come back? Or will the Timberwolves hold on to the small lead they just gained and move on? Kevin Love passing the ball into Mike Conley. The Suns just have to play some terrific defense right here. This is not out of reach whatsoever. Kevin Love is going to post up Mr. Kevin Durant. He's going to spin, go towards the basket. Easy lay, toilet bowl finish, and it goes in. Down 4 points, a minute and a half to go. KD bringing up the ball, matched up with Kevin Love. Nurkic sets the screen. KD goes around it. He takes a fading three, and oh my god, he missed it. I was getting ready. I was excited. I was like, he nailed it. It was going to be a sick commentating moment, but no, he absolutely butchered it and missed it. A minute to go here. Timberwolves got the ball. Jaden McDaniels gives it down low to K-Love. He's posting up. Durant again, a step back, and he misses. Bradley Beal with the ball now, bringing it up the court, guarded by Mike Conley. They give it to Durant. He's the guy in the clutch, sizing up K-Love, going towards the basket. He's going to drive, put up a shot, and miss once again. The Suns hit a three. There's 20 seconds left in the game. Hold up. Let me watch this. They're most likely going to foul here and send Mike Conley to the line instantly. I kind of hope he misses both of these. It would be the biggest choke and the biggest fumble of all time if he did miss these, and then they went down the court and hit a oh my god, he missed the first one. Okay, this is a very possible possibility. I know, possible possibility. Back, those are like the same words. Conley missed the second one. Please, where's it gonna go? It's in. Okay, here we go though. What kind of play are they gonna come up with at the end of the game? They give it to KD. He's still guarded by Kevin Love. He's trying to do something. It's looking like nothing. Step back, mid-range, misses. Rebound by the other team. Edwards gets it. The game's over. Also, shout out to 2K for making Grayson Allen a very realistic player. He just runs up, shoves Anthony at. Oh, it teleported really quick. Well, he was complaining. You saw it. Look at him. Look at him. He's crying over here. He's like, wow, I'm a little bitch. The Timberwolves get it done. They move on to the next round. K-Love 31, 10, and 9. He almost had a triple-double. Another thing to look at about them closing it out and moving on is he just did that without James Harden. I didn't realize that he didn't play, but then I looked at the box score, and James Harden's actually injured. He has a spinal injury for the entire season, so the Timberwolves are going to have to march to a ring without actually being a duo. You know what? Because I am God in this universe, let me use some magic pixie dust. If they can beat the Suns in 7 without James Harden, then they'll probably get close to a championship with Harden, and I'm going to bring him back. James Harden is fixed, no injury, beard is well groomed. He probably just got off the phone with little baby. Atlanta versus whoever wins this game between Chicago and Toronto. Toronto was up 3-1, so if they blow this lead to Chicago, I'm going to make fun of Canadians till the day I die. Hopefully nobody pulls up on me and hits me with a hockey stick or drowns me in maple syrup or anything. But all Canadian stereotypes aside, it does look like the Bulls are going to move on. The Raptors blow a 3-1 lead to Chris Webber, Zach LaVine, Anthony Davis, DeRozan. Okay, reading this team out loud makes me realize they're definitely a super team. It's fine. Next year, DeRozan is old. He's going to get worse. It's okay. Don't worry about it. This is a charity ring because the Bulls haven't been good in like 4 decades. I kind of just did a Bulls rebuild though. So, Atlanta Hawks, please win this series. Please beat them so it doesn't look like I'm just favoring the Bulls all of a sudden. I promise you I am the king of the second quarter, not the fourth quarter. I don't care about the Chicago Bulls, only the Celtics. And speaking of the Bulls, they are up 3-1 and Minnesota is about to sweep Boban. So, congrats Kevin Love. Welcome to the NBA Finals. You're taking on Chris Webber. This series is actually going to be a lot of fun, I think. Kevin Love matches up well with DeMar and Chris Webber. Yes, Kevin Love is at the 3. Don't ask questions. It was the only way to get him, Towns, and Gobert all in the starting lineup, and still they want Naz Reid instead, so I guess it doesn't even matter. Anthony Edwards is on the team. He's a young superstar. I'm going to be honest, this Timberwolves team is kind of loaded now looking at it. They win game 1, they lose game 2, the Bulls lose game 3. Game 4, if it goes to Minnesota, I would say that they're going to win the chip, but you never know because the Chicago Bulls have come back down 3-1 before. James Harden almost drops 40 in the loss. Kevin Love 27, 16, and 9, 25 for Zach LaVine, 21 for DeRozan. Game 5 is usually the decider. Whoever wins this is going to win the series. So, Timberwolves, you guys ready to be NBA champions? This time, Anthony Edwards is the one to drop 40 instead of James Harden. This team is definitely a super team now if someone else other than the duo is going crazy. I guess I didn't know what I expected. It is Anthony Edwards. He's already a borderline all-star. A minute to go, a 5-point game. We're going to jump in and see what Chicago can do. They've come back so many times. Maybe this time they'll do it again. That's probably not very likely. Never mind. It's a minute to go and Kevin Love is at the line. So Kevin Love, is it ring season? Are you about to get the chip? I guess we didn't really have to jump into it because they were up 7 with a minute to go and then the Bulls did nothing. So here you go. Timberwolves first championship. James Harden, most valuable player. Did a little bit of tampering, brought him back from his injury, but he was a duo. The video's about duos. I can't not have a duo in an NBA Finals in the very first season, all right? All these old-ass dudes that most people don't care about are retiring. I kind of forgot there was 2 Kevin Loves in the league. That's awkward. I accidentally just put through this rule change, and I think I'm going to leave it because it kind of feels fun. Season 2, all the duos are still intact. Jaylen Brown has finally found his new home with the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Celtics were awful last year. They had the first overall pick and drafted this guy. Omar Samir, 6'7" man from Turkey, first overall pick. Is he a hoop? Cooper? I don't know. We're going to find out. Their new backup point guard is also Oprah Winfrey's second cousin's daughter's dog's babysitter's daughters. So that's pretty cool. Good for him as well. Valanciunas has joined the Clippers. Don't know why they need another big man, but good for them. Tobias Harris has joined the Memphis Grizzlies. Otto Ozzy. He's ugly as shit. This man looks like a guy who would see you walking out of a restaurant in downtown New York, take you into an alley, suck your blood, and leave you for dead, and then you turn into a vampire in like 6 weeks. That's what he looks like. From a ring to an MVP, Kevin Love is the best player in the NBA this year. 27 points, 13 rebounds, 8 assists, a steal, and a block. Grant Cortez is your rookie of the year, averaging 15 points, 2 rebounds, 8 assists, and a steal. Tyler Hero, 6th man of the year. Defensive player of the year goes to Jordan. He's finally doing something with the Hornets. That's good to see. Jalen Suggs, most improved player, although he's not really playing all that great. It's okay. LeBron is your clutch player of the year, averaging 31 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks. Hopefully him and Kobe are better this season, but the Timberwolves still run the NBA. Wilt's on the first team. What's up, man? You guys actually think he slept with like a million women or whatever that he claims? That would be I mean, he also said he lost his virginity at 4, and that's nuts. That's insanity. That's actually crazy. I didn't even know what sex was until I was like 8. And the only reason that was is because I watched wrestling growing up, and I saw Edge and Lita share a bed on national television, and my mind was blown. Speaking of minds being blown, Victor has upset the OKC Thunder. Victor upset the 2nd seed as a 15th seed. Him and Tim Duncan are hooping. Are we going to have an exciting second round again this year? Kobe and LeBron, by the way, are the 2 guys taking on Timmy D and Victor in their first real like playoff run, and they are whooping them. They're only up 3-1. Who knows? We've seen a lot of crazy comebacks already in this video. Minnesota easily moves on to the conference finals. Everybody else, though, it's a little bit of a fight. The Chicago Bulls have beat the Orlando Magic in 6. We are going to get an NBA Finals rematch in the conference finals. That's kind of cool to think about. They are from 2 different conferences. The Trailblazers beat the Pistons in 7 and move on, and the Spurs continue their journey. A Cinderella run if I've seen one. They beat the Lakers in 7. I wasn't expecting that, if I'm being honest. I know I just said anything could happen, so I was like, we'll simulate round. LeBron's gonna go crazy. I was wrong. I was lied to by my own intuition. I think that's the word. Either way, yeah, Trailblazers, Spurs. At this point, Victor, go get your ring. Go get your ring. I don't even care about the Minnesota on the left. You guys can probably care, but I don't. Look at them. They're up 3-1. Is Portland gonna do a little switcheroo? Are they gonna come back on the Spurs? They're gonna come back on the Spurs. All right, this is awesome. This is great. Both conference finals are game 7s. We'll look at this one, and then we'll hop over and see that finals rematch. The Spurs Cinderella story looks like it's gonna continue, though, because as a 15th seed, they have upset 3 straight teams to go to the NBA Finals. Victor and Tim Duncan are writing their legacies. And now we are going to find out who's going to the finals. Last year's MVP or this year's MVP. Last year's champion or last year's loser. And with a minute and a half to go, the Bulls are up 9. It looks like the Timberwolves are going to go home. I feel like maybe the MVP is cursed, right? Chris Webber won it last year, then lost, and now Kevin Love wins it. He loses. The Bulls also signed Jaren Jackson Jr. He was another one of those, hey, he's an 80 overall. I don't really want him on this team. Let's see what he does in free agency, and he ended up in Chirac. This finals matchup is insane. Victor versus 80, Tim Duncan versus Chris Webber. Both of them are practically 99 overalls now. The rest of the supporting cast is great, good, even. Now, Greg Popovich did retire last year. I didn't show it because he always retires in the first season. Woj bomb just happened. Sorry, I looked down at my phone. That's why I kind of froze mid-sentence. Why is Peyton Pritchard getting a 4-year, $30 million contract, you may ask? I don't know. I'm a Celtics fan. I love Peyton Pritchard. Are we trading him? I hope not. I really like Peyton Pritchard. Hopefully he gets minutes this year. And by the way, the Chicago Bulls are ending the Cinderella. Okay, maybe they're not ending the Cinderella. Now they're ending the Cinderella story. Chris Webber finally bounces back. He wins the chip after losing in the year prior. He's your finals MVP. This man is creating his own legacy in this video to be one of the top 5 power forwards of all time. Here we go. 3rd and final season with all of these crazy duos. Kevin Love and James Harden have been one of the best ones so far. Along with Chris Webber, Anthony Davis. We haven't really seen Steph Curry and Brandon Roy do anything yet. I even made Klay Thompson younger because originally I was going to do Klay Thompson and Curry as the duo, but B-Roy's new to the game this year. Or I guess returning, not necessarily new, so I wanted him to be the duo, but this guy's trash. trash in simulation. I don't know, he's just not a hooper like I expected him to be in 2K. Maybe I'm just crazy. A lot of these teams are building big threes now, by the way, because, well, Jalen Green is going to get better. I can't do anything about that. Same thing with, like, Scotty Barnes, Cade Cunningham. Also, shout out to the NBA for not making it a big deal every time an NBA player is boning somebody famous. Because if the Kardashians were into a different sport, we would have seen them every single Sunday night. The Timberwolves are on fire. MVP this year, James Harden, 33 points, 10 assists, 2 steals, and a block, which is kind of wild to think about because Chris Webber, Kevin Love, and James Harden were our 3 MVPs in a video with Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal. Wilt Chamberlain's even here. Donovan Mitchell is supposed to be a part of a duo, and now he's pushed to the bench. 2K, I hate you. You're actually trash. They're probably starting Jaylen Brown's 83 overall self over Donovan Mitchell, and that's whatever, man. Wilt Chamberlain, Defensive Player of the Year, just talking about him. Shout out to the Big Apple in New York. 3 blocks, 14 rebounds. Back to Winfrey, most improved. Hopefully his aunt, mother's, sister, daughter's, dog's car, babysitter, something. I don't remember even what I said, but hopefully he got a new car for his birthday. A fly just flew in through my AC and it's attacking. Sorry, I hate bugs. I hate bugs. Either way, clutch player. Shout out to Magic. 26 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals. Chauncey Billups, Coach of the Year for the Trailblazers. Wow, this is a very interesting final NBA award. The Knicks seem to finally know what they're doing in terms of basketball. The Timberwolves are still really, really good. I guess they're not that good. They were only the 6th seed this year. Damn, you got an MVP as a 6th seed? Oh, and on top of that, the 16th seeded Brooklyn Nets. Yes, the worst team out of every team that made playoffs, KG and Paul Pierce. They beat the number 1 seed of Clyde Drexler, Chris Bosh, Anthony Simons. DeAndre Ayton, Jalen Suggs is now here. They still got Brogdon, Grant, and Robert. Wow, this is a really deep, solid squad now. All of it just to lose in 6 games, man. That is tough. The Pacers sweep the Thunder. Reggie Miller and Paul George make an appearance. Reggie Miller's technically not in the game, but you know what? He's Reggie Miller. Can't not have him. Every other series is tied up. Is Brooklyn going to continue their Cinderella story? I kind of hope so. Last year we got robbed. I wanted to see the Spurs win the entire thing. Instead, they ended up losing. The Cavs finally figured out how to play basketball, although they are putting Spida on the bench, which is crazy. That is like, I don't know, there's not really any comparison. I just feel like that's a very, very dumb choice. The Atlanta Hawks, they ruined the Nets' day, all right? A little sad, but it's okay. Timberwolves, the best team in this whole simulation. They defeat the Magic. Penny Hardaway, I'm sorry. A lot of you guys voted that you'd rather see Penny Hardaway win a championship than like DeMarcus Cousins, Jay Williams, and some other guys. I guess that makes sense. Penny's probably my favorite out of the 4 as well, but I wasn't really expecting it. Here we go, though. I want to see Reggie Miller take on the Cavs. I'm sick of the Timberwolves, but they are up 2-0, so it looks like it's their series to win. Comebacks are comebacks. They do happen, and the Cleveland Cavaliers, if I can learn how to speak properly without my words sounding like I'm getting stabbed in the throat every time I talk. The Pacers ended up getting swept by the Hawks, and the Cavs are indeed coming back. It's a 3-2 series. If they win this, they beat the Timberwolves. Once again, the curse is real if the Timberwolves lose. They still have a whole nother 7 games to get through. They could lose in the finals, and the MVP curse could still be very, very real. But in this game, it doesn't look like that. They beat them by 42 points. Kevin Love had 40 points, 15 rebounds. James Harden, 32 points, 18 assists. Karl Anthony Towns had 25 points. Anthony Edwards is no longer on the team, by the way. I did what I said I was going to do. I released him, made an 80 overall, but Bol Bol is now here. Game 7, Cleveland versus Minnesota. Who's going to the finals? I spoke too soon. The curse is definitely real. Or maybe not. With 3.5 minutes to go, the Timberwolves are crawling back, but it's not going to be enough. The MVP curse is 100% confirmed to be real. James Harden had 45 points and 9 assists. K-Love had a 37-point, 18-rebound triple-double. Yeah, no, they went crazy. They just could not get any other help. Karl Anthony Towns did not. Oh my god, he's trash. Donovan Mitchell had 30. Kawhi had 23. Jalen had 22. Jalen Duren is now on the team. He had 16 and 9. NBA preseason begins tonight, by the way. Very excited for the Celtics to play. They take on Philly, I believe, around 6. Jaylen Brown is indeed starting over Donovan Mitchell, by the way. Insanity. But I work tonight. Yep, that's right. I'm recording this video like 4 hours before my shift. I only have like 5 more days at the restaurant left, and then I'm moving into the apartment. I've spoken about that quite a bit on the channel. It'll be cool. It'll be a fun time. Hopefully I can record more videos. The Cavs and Hawks, though, that's who we're here to see and talk about. A 3-2 series. The Cavs have built a very, very good squad. By built, I mean they gained Jaylen Brown and Kawhi Leonard for basically free, and it's not going to win them an NBA championship guaranteed, but this is the closest they have ever gotten, at least in this video. I know they've won a ring with LeBron. Good thing he existed, though, because Cleveland is poverty. They're trash. Sure, they got the Paul brothers, but they're just not a good team. They lose to Scottie Pippen, Bones Highland, Sadiq Bey, Trae Young, and Julius Erving. The Hawks are your NBA champions. Scottie Pippen is finals MVP. Doesn't need Mike. Which, speaking of Mike, this was another team that didn't show up throughout the video that I was shocked about. He did just win Defensive Player of the Year, but IT, LaMelo, Brandon Mill, like, this team should have done much more. The Miami Heat were also pretty trash. Frauds, honestly. Dwayne Wade, you were just here for no reason. Same thing with Steve Nash and Joel Embiid. The guys who inspired the video did nothing. Dame and Giannis get no love in 2K. I'll never understand it. Larry Bird, Yao Ming didn't really do much. But these are all the duos that are in the league. That's why I'm scrolling through them, because not all of them got the shine they truly deserve. There's a lot of loaded teams. Ja Morant ended up signing with the Spurs. One of the teams I wish did better is actually the Houston Rockets. They have a good roster, a bunch of 80 overalls, and then Boban and Hakeem. Hakeem agrees with me, though. He's outraged. He's pissed. He wants to leave the team. He only averaged 12 in play. Oh, yeah, dude, get out of here. You averaged 12 in playoffs. You're trash. You know what else is trash? People who watch these videos to the end and don't like and subscribe. I'm ending the video here.